It felt like several days that first day.
The first thing, there's a level of disbelief.
I mean, the bridge is still on the boat.
Yes.
Like a large amount of it.
Yeah.
This is unprecedented.
Wow. Horrible, man.
Knowing that there were millions of Marylanders who were about to wake up and realize something that was so certain to them, which is that the Key Bridge would be there the next morning, that was not going to be the case, and just realize the daunting task that we had ahead of us.
It was both devastating and unbelievable to just imagine this not there any longer. Obviously, it's in the middle of the night, a lot of uncertainty with what's happening, just visually, even what's happening, but just total unbelief.
I was the person who was on call that entire week, and I remember at 1:46 in the morning, I got a phone call from our dispatch that said that there was a partial or full collapse of the Key Bridge. And what I remember from that call was that after he said that, the dispatcher goes, "We heard it." And there was that weird, like, timbre in his voice, was like something was up.
The first time I saw what had happened was probably like most other people. It was the YouTube video that was out there. I saw that at 4 a.m. on the cell phone, and it was surreal too. I mean, it just, as many people have said, it just looked like it was a movie set and not something that really could have happened.
I think it was.
That video that everyone's seen hit X Twitter. And that was the moment I looked at my boss and went, the entire bridge is gone. That was the moment in my mind where I realized that the world has changed, that MDTA has changed, that Maryland has changed, that Baltimore has changed. That was, it's not just a partial collapse, not something that we can repair in a week or a day, that this was a disaster.
I remember when I first saw the wreckage, it took my breath away. I thought about, and I was looking at all the divers and the workers who were in the water, knowing that they were searching for individuals who we ended up losing. That we saw just how many people were out there standing from their porches and looking and trying to get an understanding of what happened.
We lost 6 people that day. And that's something, every time that I look at the gaping hole in the Baltimore landscape, I think about those 6 people, because they started their day doing what hundreds of people across the MDTA and MDOT do every day, which is repairing the roads so that they're safe for other people to drive on. Their day started out normal, and their families' days ended horribly.
It just reinforces, the danger a lot of our workers face every day. We saw it on the Beltway almost a year prior to this event at the Key Bridge.
The parallel between these two tragedies is haunting and unsettling. Both occurred on Interstate 695. Both happened almost exactly a year apart. Both claimed the lives of 6 dedicated transportation workers.
We work in a dangerous environment. A lot of our workers, a lot of our contractors, and we've always got to do everything possible we can to protect them.
My job was to keep the press where they were supposed to be, to keep them informed, which at that time we didn't know how many press we were getting. They started coming around 3 o'clock, and they kept coming, and they kept coming, and they kept coming, and they kept coming. And so all of a sudden we got press from France, press from Spain, press from Japan, Russia.
to have factual, timely, empathetic, and constant and consistent communication from leaders, from community folks, it meant the world. It actually kept people from panicking.
The leadership that was exhibited by Governor Moore, the establishment of his 4 priorities, making sure it was, again, mission first, but people always.
And making sure that you knew that no one was going to be left behind. And so getting that economy going, making sure that those families got the supports that they needed and the closure that they needed, making sure that our workers did not have undue harm to them and their families when they did nothing wrong, and making sure that one day people could look up and see that Francis Scott Key Bridge. Those became the North Stars that we focused on, and I believed, as I still believe, that in those moments of crisis, you have to be able to present calm and courage in that.
Obviously, the incident command, the initial effort of it was how we did it. But basically every morning we started off at the first thing in the morning. We had a very set agenda. We kept it very focused.
I had just been here for 40 days, but I'd known a lot of the senior leaders. So there was a trust in that they knew their jobs and what they did. So a lot of that came together kind of just because you have a group of professionals and they know what you're doing.
I have never seen a team or a group come together and cooperate and communicate like this team did. From that first moment, the unified command, the way that the Coast Guard came in, the Army Corps of Engineers, and then bringing the salvage companies together. Every day that everybody walked into that cruise terminal that became the incident command center, egos were left at the door. It didn't matter the rank, it didn't matter the expertise. Everybody came together, and that's rare.
The response of everyone, just unbelievable how people just said, no, we have a mission here, we're going to go after it, and that's what they did. A lot of people putting their own lives at risk to try to deal with some of the issues that we're dealing with.
When people told us it would take 11 months, we got it done in 11 weeks. And what I'm most proud of is we got it done without a single injury.